Hello everyone, and welcome to our spoken English lesson. Today, we're diving into an exciting article from Dawn News about a big conflict between Harvard University, one of the world's top schools, and the US government. The article talks about how the government is trying to control Harvard by cutting its funds and blocking international students, accusing it of things like anti-Semitism, which means prejudice against Jewish people. Harvard is fighting back to protect its freedom to teach what it wants, and this battle is getting attention all over the world. Why is this article great for you? First, it's full of useful vocabulary like plaint, kowtowing, and assertion, which you'll learn to say and use correctly. Second, it will help you practice clear pronunciation and confident speaking by discussing real-world issues. Third, you'll learn how to share your opinions through questions and a debate, making your English sound natural and strong. By the end of this video, you'll understand the article, expand your vocabulary, and feel ready to talk about important topics in English. Let's get started. The war unleashed on American academia now has global attention. With Harvard University pushing back against the Trump administration's attempts to bring it to heel, alumni, current and prospective students, and parents worldwide are wondering whether America could soon lose its spot as the most preferred destination for those seeking higher education. To recall, the administration has targeted several respected universities with funding cuts and other measures. Publicly, it claims these universities have failed to adequately combat anti-Semitism, evidently a reaction to most young Americans refusing to accept Israel's atrocities in Gaza as justified. However, as other observers see it, the campaign is a symptom of general conservative paranoia about the liberal values espoused by most institutions of higher learning. Through its campaign, the Trump administration wishes to assert American values instead of woke culture. Within these values, unquestioning support for Israel ranks right at the top. In an escalation of its campaign, the government recently attempted to block Harvard from enrolling international students. Harvard has now sued for its rights. Without its international students, Harvard is not Harvard, the 389-year-old school stated in its plaint. The government, meanwhile, accused one of the most highly regarded universities in the world of fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party. Many are closely watching the university and cheering its stand. Columbia University, another respected institution, had disappointed many by kowtowing to the Trump administration. Harvard, on the other hand, refuses to surrender our academic independence and to submit to the federal government's illegal assertion of control over our curriculum, our faculty, and our student body. In the words of its president, Alan Garber, it is a brave stand. There are few who would dare defy the most powerful person in the world. Harvard University, though, seems intent on proving that principles are not just for textbooks, but also for everyday life. Raymond, what is the main conflict described in the article?
The article says the main conflict is between Harvard University and the Trump administration. The government is trying to control Harvard with funding cuts and other measures, but Harvard is fighting back to protect its academic freedom.
Why is this conflict getting global attention?
It's getting global attention because Harvard is a top university. Alumni, students, and parents worldwide are worried that America might lose its position as the best place for higher education if the government controls universities.
What does the government claim universities like Harvard have failed to do?
The government claims universities have failed to combat anti-Semitism, which means prejudice against Jewish people. It says Harvard is fostering anti-Semitism and violence.
What does the article suggest is the real reason behind the government's accusations?
The article suggests the accusations are a reaction to young Americans refusing to accept Israel's atrocities in Gaza as justified. It's not just about anti-Semitism, but about political differences.
What do some observers say about the government's campaign against universities?
Some observers say the campaign is a symptom of conservative paranoia about liberal values that universities support, like free thinking and diversity.
What action did the government recently take against Harvard?
The government tried to block Harvard from enrolling international students, which means stopping students from other countries from joining the university.
What does the Trump administration want to promote instead of woke culture?
The administration wants to promote American values instead of woke culture, which is about social awareness. It says supporting Israel without question is a key American value.
How did Harvard respond to this action?
Harvard sued the government for its rights. It filed a plaint, which is a formal legal complaint, to fight the ban on international students.
What does Harvard mean by saying, without its international students, Harvard is not Harvard?
Harvard means that international students are essential to its identity. They bring diverse ideas and cultures, making Harvard a global leader in education.
What other accusations did the government make against Harvard?
Besides anti-Semitism, the government accused Harvard of fostering violence and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party.
How does the article describe Harvard's reputation?
The article calls Harvard one of the most highly regarded universities in the world, known for its 389-year history and academic excellence.
How is Columbia University different from Harvard in this situation?
Columbia University disappointed many by kowtowing to the government, meaning it obeyed without fighting back. Harvard, however, refuses to give in.
What does Harvard's president, Alan Garber, say about the government's actions?
Alan Garber says Harvard won't surrender its academic independence or submit to the government's illegal assertion of control over its curriculum, faculty, and students.
Why does the article call Harvard's stand brave?
It's called brave because Harvard is defying the most powerful person in the world, likely the U.S. president, to protect its principles and freedom.
What is the main message Harvard wants to send, according to the article?
Harvard wants to show that principles like academic freedom are not just for textbooks but for everyday life. It's proving this by standing up to the government.